Hi and welcome to another video, this time filmed from a slightly different angle as you can see. I'm giving the overhead filming a shot today, so I hope this is effective. I'm going to be introducing you today to the Hipchik Tarot by Maria Strom. This is one of my favourite decks of 2020. Whilst it follows the traditional tarot in terms of the characters and the suits, most of the characters' names have been changed by Maria, and the suits themselves do have new names, which I'll explain shortly. So this is made by published by Schiffer or Red Feather. It comes in a nice sturdy purple box with a lovely magnetic close to open ribbon. Inside the box, as you can see, it's currently empty. Inside the box you get a copy of the Hipchik Tarot guidebook. This is black and white printed. It is 112 pages in length, and there's some really useful information, especially at the beginning of this book. And I'm not bothered about guidebooks. I kind of put them to one side, but this one I've really enjoyed, specifically this bit here. I've really enjoyed reading. There's some good spreads in here, and there's some really useful information. Each of the major arcana cards, which you'll have spotted already have new names, have a whole page to themselves, as do the minor arcana cards. Okay, so really good book. It does include some sample spreads as well. There are 4 different spread examples in here that you can use. So I'll move on to the cards. These are the cards. They are really nice and chunky. I love that they've got a symmetrical design in the middle, so they're ideal for reversed readings if that's what you fancy. Although they're not edged, I really like this deck. The card quality is really nice and thick, and the feel of shuffling the deck is really nice and easy, because although the matte finish, it's got a really smooth edge to it, so you can shuffle really easily. Okay, so I will take you through the cards. This deck was made by Maria as a diverse deck for women. I will just zoom in a bit for you. And her idea was to take away all the male stereotypes within the traditional tarot deck and to replace them with female types. So we have the Fool, we have the Creator. This would have been what we call the Magician. And you can see all their 4 elements, just like the Magician would traditionally have. Each of the major arcana cards, as you can see, have purple backing to them, so they are colour coded. Here's the High Priestess. Nature is what would have been the Empress. And I love this card with a huge sunflower and the lightning bolts and the plants and the water at the bottom. It's just beautiful. Structure, or what would have been the Emperor. So you can see the books and the crown on his head, and the ruler and the pencil to keep everything in order, and the business buildings in the background. Sacred knowledge, or what would have been, as we knew it, as a Hierophant, a traditional kind of card. So the names have changed. Lovers, how gorgeous is that? What was the Chariot is now Will. And I see this as like willpower. I think it's a really good card. Strength. The Hermit. This just reminds me of my son, this card, in his little cave. The Wheel, or the Wheel of Fortune. And she's like in a hula hoop there. Justice. Hanging, or what would have been Hanged Man. Death. Interesting, I love the rose that's going into the mind there. Flow, or what would have been Temperance. Bound, which would be the Devil. So these are new names, but as you can see, they've all got female figures. The Tower. I love this card. The Star. She just looks so relaxed laying back in the water there. The Moon. The Sun. I love this card. It's so joyous and happy. And Reborn. So this would be Judgment, as we know it, and it's like being reborn out of an egg there. I think it's a really funky card. You can see they're all female figures, and that's Maria's intention. She wanted this to be a female deck because she found that she read for mainly women. And the universe, or as I call it, the world. So that's the major arcana. As you can see, all the major arcana cards are purple. So the suit of wands, or staves, has been renamed as Create, which is true, and she's used a red background to signify creativity and spark and that kind of fierce, kind of emotional push toward being inspirational. I love this colour. So the Ace of Create, and you've got the paintbrush. 2 of Create. The 3, the climbing the steps. The 4 of Create. 5, interesting card. 6. 7, what a cool card this is, climbing up that mountainside. 8, and the speed and all the paintbrushes flying. 9. And 10, carrying the heavy burden of all the paintbrushes up the mountainside. Now, the court cards have also changed. Rather than being a page, we have a child. So we've got the Child of Create. I think this is such a gorgeous card. It reminds me of my daughter. Teen rather than Knight. So the Teen of Create. And we have the Boss rather than the Queen. I find that kind of interesting. So that would be the Queen of Staves as we know it is called the Boss of Create. And finally the King has been replaced with the Queen. So this is the Queen of Create. Moving on to what would be the Cups, we have Feel. So we've got the Ace of Feel, which is a simple heart. 2 of Feel. How lovely is that card, especially with the yin yang on her arm there. 3 of Feel, or the 3 of Cups, kind of get together card. The 4 of Feel, disappointment, dissatisfaction. 5 of Feel, or the 5 of Hearts. I think this is such a lovely card, and I love that it's raining there and the sun is actually behind her. The 6 of Hearts, walking up the garden path to what would be your family home kind of thing, with the hearts and nostalgia. 7 of, I'm saying 7 of Hearts, I mean 7 of Feel. So you've got there all the hearts and the bubbles and the decisions. 8 of Feel. The 9. How lovely is that? That contentment. I can't seem to talk today. I'm in tongue twist land. And the 10 of Feel, that happy, content, everything's sorted kind of card. And then we've got the court cards again. So the Child of Feel. Isn't that beautiful? The Teen, as I said, would be the Knight. The Boss, which would be the Queen. And the Queen, which will be the King. So that's where it is slightly confusing, but I'm quite happy with those changes. I can cope with those. So swords have been changed to the suit of Think. I think this works really well. So we've got a light bulb moment for the Ace. 2 of Think. The 3 of Think. 4 of Think. 5. How cool is that? I love it. The lightning bolts. 6. All them light bulbs and ideas. And the suitcase is packed and she's off. 7. 8. Quite a groovy card there. And the 9. How cute's the cat? And the 10. These cards really work for me. I just love them. So then we've got the Child of Think, or what would be the Page of Swords, and the Teen of Think, or the Knight of Swords. The Boss of Think, she's so groovy, or the Queen of Swords. And finally, the Queen of Think, or what would traditionally be our King of Swords. So finally, Pentacles have been renamed as Earth. So we have Ace of Earth. And this is absolutely right. You know, you can see each of the colours in the backgrounds represents what it's about. So you've got this brown colour for the earth, and you had the blue for the water of the cups or the feel, and you had the red for the create, and you had the amazing yellow for the suit of think, which is, yellow is definitely an ideas colour. So we have the 2 of earth, 3 of earth, the 4 of earth, the 5 and the 6. I love this, it's like bath bombs in a dish. 7, 8, 9 and the 10. Such a beautiful card. And then we've got the Child and the Teen and the Boss with the Got This badge, and finally the Queen of Earth. So this is a Hipchick Tarot. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's one of my favourite decks of the year. I use this all the time now, and I know things have changed slightly from the traditional tarot deck, but I think it's completely acceptable, and it's one of my favourite decks alongside the Lightseers. This is just amazing. You can get this direct from Schiffer if you're in the USA, or if you're in the UK you can get it through Gazelle Book Distribution Services, or it's also available on Amazon. So excuse the background sound, it is the summer holidays. I do have kids at home, and the husband's just arrived back too, so lots of stuff going on. But I hope you enjoyed this video and there wasn't too many sound distractions, and I hope the new angle of video works for you. And if you want to get hold of the Hipchick Tarot, make sure you have a look online. There's also a review on my website that you can have a look at too if you're interested. Thanks for watching, take care.